there to hear. But first of all, I would like to thank and offer my sincerest gratitude to the Miss World Philippines organization and to our very, very, very supportive National Director, Sir Arnold Vegafria, for entrusting me this pride and honor in carrying the flag of the Philippines and be a representative of the Miss World brand. And to the core team of Miss World Philippines, Sir Aldrich, Sir Francis, Miss Trisha, Sir Saudi, the whole team of Miss World Philippines, thank you so much for being with me all throughout. I know that we've worked hard for this and I couldn't have done any of this without you. So thank you so much. And of course, to my core team, my Team Baguio, Kuya JV, Kuya Miko, maraming salamat for fulfilling the dream of, the little me. Thank you so much for seeing the potential in me from, I think that was 2017, 2018, when they saw me in the province. I was competing in a small pageant and they approached me and then we grew together, not only as a team but as a family. So thank you so much. And of course to my family, my mama, thank you so much. Ito na naman, iyak na naman. But thank you so much for not only loving me as a daughter, but showing me that through quiet courage, we can achieve everything. That not only I admire you as a mom, but I admire you as a person, who you are. You raised me and my sister in the most graceful way, and of course there were some challenges and struggles along the way, but we trusted the love that we shared within our family, and that's what matters for me. And of course, my loved ones, my friends, my team Strawberries, who never left me ever since I can't even remember, but thank you so much for being here. My core team, my stylist, the Filipino designers, amazing and talented designers from all over the Philippines, and the international designers that we've approached. Thank you so much for believing in me and my potential as a person. And of course, to all the pageant media for taking your time to be here, for celebrating in advance with us. Thank you so much for not only supporting me online but off-cam. Some of you, I talked to you personally, but thank you so much for, showing me the love and support online and off-cam personally. And whenever we see each other, thank you so much for believing in me. And there's only one simple message that I would like to leave before I fly to India. That we are finally here. We have another chance to show the beauty of the Philippines. And we are so ready to walk with love, with kindness, and most especially with purpose. Thank you so much.
Galing! At this, ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Krishna. Di ba ang galing niya? Truly. At this point, I'm sure all of our media friends are curious to know about Krishna's battle plans. So let's formally start my favorite part, the question and answer segment. To our media friends, you all know the drill. Kindly state your name and media affiliation. And to give everyone a fair chance, let's limit our question to just one per person for now. After all, you all get to interview with her later, right? Thank you. All right, let's begin.
The ancestor.
Good afternoon. Hi, Krishna. Noli here for open.
Natawa tuloy si...
Natawa si Krishna.
Natawa din si Maria.
Okay. Krishna, so... the long wait is over. No? So, how far would you go to win the second crown where the Philippines, Miss World crown? How far would you go to win the the second Miss World crown for the Philippines?
When I was crowned as Miss World Philippines, it was already... Sorry. So again, when I was crowned as Miss World Philippines, it was already a win for me. And ever since that crowning moment, I've made a promise to myself, to my team, my friends, my family, that I will do my 200% best in everything that I do. And for a few months that we've been preparing, with the dedication, yeah, with a few months that we've been preparing, I've seen the dedication, the passion of each person inside the core team. It's because it's not only me who's been preparing for this, because I cannot do it myself. So I'm really confident with all the preparation that we've done. My Q&A trainer, I forgot to mention, Attorney JT, who's been training me ever since. Thank you so much for making me realize that this is a platform that's more than just presenting. It's a platform to connect, to build relationships, and that's my main goal in this competition, because carrying the Philippines is already a win for me, as I've said. But then again, bonus na lang siguro yung experiences or the crown itself. But of course, I'm very, very determined and confident that we will bring back the pride and honor to the country. Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Hi Krishna, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Armin Adina from the Philippine Daily Inquirer. I'd like to know, the Philippines is considered a pageant powerhouse in international competitions. However, in Miss World, you only have fewer placements and only one winner. Why do you think is the Miss World such an elusive competition for Filipino contenders?
I believe it's the country is not maybe the basis of winning the crown. I feel like Miss World is looking for someone who really embodies the values of Miss World. Someone who is genuine, who has the heart to really serve people, who has the heart to really go on field, on the ground, understand the real life situations of the real world. And I believe that it's not something that's elusive maybe, but it's anyone's game. And the most important part of the competition itself is, you know, the unique journeys and advocacies of each country, of each candidate. And I feel like that's the most important thing that we must look forward to. But then again, I would really love to take this opportunity to thank the Miss World organization for building a legacy such as Beauty with a Purpose, because that's the distinctive aspect of the Miss World competition, and I'm really honored to be part of that.
Hi Krishna, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Girl. In any pageant, whether it's small or big, what people see are, in the case of Miss World, the challenges, the glamour aspect, but what is one thing that people don't see behind that for you is very important to getting the blue crown?
What's behind that people must see for me is really the story of each candidate. And as for me, I've been very, very quiet about, you know, my struggles. I don't always post it online. I don't always tell it to other people. But with the hard work and determination of each candidate, I feel like everyone who has that pure intention, has a pure heart and pure soul in getting which crown that she wants, I think she deserves any title that she wants. I'm going to thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Before we move on, hi guys, before we move on with our next question, let's pause this for a little bit because we want to hear from one of the people that we wanted to call on earlier for the message. Is it okay? Can we call on Attorney JT to give Krishna a message for Miss World? You heard about how much I raved about her improvement in communication skills, and today when I found out that this was her trainer, the legendary Attorney JT.
I thought I escaped that from. Joke
Not
lang.
from me.
Hi, Krishna. So I want to share a story about Krishna's very first training with me during her first national pageant. She was very scared, very intimidated. Her legs were shaking, her voice was really shaky. But now you've seen her speak for the last few minutes, and she is no longer the epitome of nervousness. She is now the epitome of being very well-spoken, being very graceful, and definitely an absolute contender for our second Blue Crown. So my message for Krishna is matagal na ang pinagsamahan natin, and I know your story, and I know that the world deserves to know your story, and I know you cannot wait for the world to also know your story. And I hope that you will not just inspire the Filipinos, but also everyone in the world. And I will not be surprised if by the end of this month, she will come home with a new crown for us. So good luck, Krishna, and may all the blessings and all your wishes for Miss World come true.
Thank you so much, Attorney JT. Please join Krishna for a short photo opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause, please, for Attorney JT. All right, let's resume our Q&A session with...
Hi Krishna,
Hello.
I'm Satso from the Star Blogger. Why do you believe that you deserve to be the next Miss World?
You know, my family once told me that they see me as Miss World because I know the real world. And at first I wasn't convinced, because why would they say that? But then again, looking back on my experiences, what we've been through, what I've been through personally, the love and the losses, the triumphs, the ups and downs, from poverty to freedom, my greatest strength has always been my quiet courage. And that quiet courage is, I feel like, the common quality of most communities, especially the underserved and underprivileged, possess. And working closely with my community in Irisan, Baguio City, I've seen and heard it, experienced it firsthand. And if I will be crowned as the next Miss World, it will be my greatest opportunity to turn that quiet courage into my loudest testament of determination, hoping to inspire everyone, especially young girls, that they too can dream and live that dream. Thank you.
Ready na.
Hello. Good afternoon, Krishna. This is
Good afternoon po.
Jason Cappuccino sa Scripts. I want to ask you if were you able to communicate or have a word with Miss World Megan Young and giving you advice how to, to carry yourself inside the competition, and what was the biggest takeaway that you had with your talk with her?
Yes, I had a time with her. Actually, we had a very, very sweet day. I approached her right after I was crowned as Miss World, and then I asked her if she could have some time with me so we can just bond and just talk. And then a few months ago, I met her. I think I posted it online. I think you saw it. And it was just a very casual day. But we've talked a lot about the competition. Actually, I prepared a lot of questions prior to our meeting. I listed a lot of questions so that walang mamiss, diba? But when we had a talk, at first, Megan Young was one of my inspirations. But when I had the chance to go and just talk to her personally, face to face, that sealed my admiration for her. Megan Young is such a genuine and humble person. And I feel like every beauty queen aspirant should emulate that. But during our talk, I made sure that each fast track challenges, dapat detailed, nagtanong talaga ako sa kanya so that I can bring a lot of, baon from her. And then, one by one, nagbigay siya ng advices. But overall, what she told me was just, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to show who you truly are. Because sometimes people have a tendency to box you and cage you in a certain standard, in a certain prototype. But what she did and what she told me was, even though the world seems like that, you should never be afraid to embrace yourself, to embrace who you are. And you should never forget your values as a person. So, if Megan Young is listening right now, but thank you so much, Queen. Thank you so much for being so supportive. Actually, if I may share, very randomly, minsan kinikilig ako kasi she will message me very randomly and she will ask me kamusta na yung preparations, and she's very excited to see my Beauty with a Purpose video, my intro video, and I can see that she's really supportive, and that's one of the most precious thing that I can bring with me to India. So thank you po.
Hi Krishna, it's Christian from the Crown Philippines over here.
Hello.
Congratulations in advance.
Thank you.
So of all of the fast track challenges that there will be in Miss World in the competition, which one did you prepare for the most?
Honestly, I've prepared for the most of Beauty with a Purpose Fast Track Challenge. As many of you, maybe not of you know that I lead a charity organization. It's called Color the World with Kindness. So at first it began with a simple vision just to pay forward the kindness that we've received. But through time, as years flew, it became bigger. We've had a few volunteers. It was led by youth. All of us are youth. Most of us are working students. And then we've partnered with a lot of organizations which promotes youth empowerment, education, and animal welfare. But just last year, we decided to initiate our own large project. So we focused on Irisan, Baguio City because Irisan is the most vulnerable barangay in Baguio City. And I've seen how much help they needed. And as someone who believes that every child should have a nurturing environment, I felt like I needed to step up. My charity organization needed to step up. That's why during Panagbanga Festival, we've fundraised almost 200,000 pesos in one event by selling clothes, which is something that I did during the pandemic. And then all the proceeds, and every time that I have a job or like I go to different places to judge the pageant, I tatabi ako ng 20% of that. And I put it in my charity organization fund. And right now I can proudly say that we've helped rebuild and repaint 7 daycare centers there. We have provided small business packages for mothers, the most vulnerable mothers there. And this is something that I'm really emotional about because so with this project we were able to renovate a home. We were able to renovate completely a home of a mother, single mother raising 3 beautiful children working as a housemaid. And now those children has now a comfortable space. They are, free to explore and be creative and just be children. Because sometimes the vulnerable communities are children that they will just live to survive. They won't have the chance to just be children. And that's the main objective of Color the World with Kindness. It is to create a culture of kindness and most especially to create nurturing communities, not only in the Philippines, but hopefully to the whole wide world. So thank you.
Hi, Krishna. This is Cesar from the 25. I have 2 questions, but around the Can you share to us a bit background of paano yung nagsimula ka sa pageantry, yung hilig mo doon sa pageantry? And then may second question is, yung support system mo, kumusta? Ano ang support na sa'yo ni Rabia? Okay.
So my pageant journey started when I was 6 years old. Tama yung sinabi ng mom ko na I was a representative of our clan in our small barangay in the province. Bata pa ako nun, I can remember a little lang. But when she did my makeup, she did my hair, and I saw myself, parang there's a spark within me that I told myself na, oh, someday I wanna be like this. I don't know what, hindi ko pa alam yung beauty queen that time, but I wanna look like this, I wanna be like this. And my passion for pageantry became bigger and bigger as I've seen, queens from the Philippines and internationally, how much love and effort they put into this pageant platform. And of course, every platform, iba yung perception ko, iba yung perspective ko, iba yung goal ko. And not only it helped me grow as a beauty queen, but also as a person. It taught me, adaptability. Tama si Ate Maria na beauty queens are very, very hardworking and most especially adaptable. Kasi during the competition, there's a lot of changes, there's a lot of challenges, but beauty queens always adapt. And regarding Ate Rabia, I believe wala pa siya, but she's been very, very supportive of me. When she joined her national pageant, talagang I was rooting for her because I know her story, I know her background, I know how she loves her mom, and paano niya tinagol yung family niya. And that's, when I was preparing for Miss World, I approached her and then she just told me a lot of advices, and it really hit me hard because as someone who idolized, who admire a queen like that and helping me in this preparation, something na, it's very sweet to think that there are beauty queens like that. Kaya, thank you so much, Ate Rabia. Thank you to everyone who helped me. Thank you to my mom, who's been there ever since I was 6 years old. So, I po.
I think you can hear me just fine. No? We'll be entertaining 2 more questions, and then we're gonna wrap up the formal Q&A so you can have your one-on-one interviews. Is that good?
Good.
So let's have our last 2 questions, please. Or shall we go straight to one-on-one? Okay, one last question. Hi, Jen.
Attendance show here. Looking on you, parang you've been through a lot. So yung mga experiences and you're very much emotional. What is that one lesson in your life that you are going to bring to India in order for you to clinch the crown?
I think I've mentioned this a lot, but my quiet courage has been always my greatest strength. Quiet courage is something that it's not always celebrated. It's not seen on the outer side. It's not always celebrated. But my quiet courage has led me here to where I am today. It's the thing that, whenever I wake up and then even when I face a very, very tough day, I know that I can do it. I am confident that I can do it because looking back at my experiences, I've been through a lot and I trust all of those experiences. I trust my preparations. I trust the people behind me. I trust each and every one of you behind me and every Filipino behind me. That is why I'm really confident and determined to bring back the pride and honor to our country. Thank you.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, our Miss World Philippines 2024, KRISNAH Gravides. Oh, our last question. Last but, and then we will have our one-on-one after this. All right, can we have it? I hope you guys will be patient with me. I need us to do this a little bit faster because I know many of you have places to go. All right, last question for the open forum.
Last two.
Yes.
Here. Ito, here. Si Madam.
Yan, yan.
Si Madam.
Ay, ayan.
Madam.
Hello. Hi, Krishna.
Okay.
Hi, you seem very articulate. And that's what we really need to win the crown. But of course, as a beauty queen, it would be inevitable for you to be asked about the political situation in the Philippines. I will not ask you anything political, but siguro kahit saan matanong, whether it's on the actual Q&A, in social functions, or even in just small talks, how would you describe the political temperature in the Philippines without painting the Philippines in a tumultuous light in an international community?
But maybe all of us are aware of what's going on in our country. But you know, all of these situations, I've always seen the light in everything. That we are very determined to have the most harmonized, peaceful, and safe country. And I feel like we should focus more on the solutions of what we can do as, you know, individual. What we can do to contribute to that. And I feel like each of our contributions is powerful, and we can use that to achieve a safe and harmonized country. Thank you.
Thank you, our queen. All right, before we close off today's festivities.
May final question. Favorite question.
Okay, favorite question.
Yeah. Tayo daw, ano, Krishna. Tayo. Ayan. Ayan. Wait lang. Okay. Ilaw. Light, please. Ayan. Yung walang ano. Ayan.
Thank you, JC, for the lighting.
Krishna, your sample introduction, then why should you be the next Miss World?
Introduction first.
Yeah.
KRISNAH Marie Gravides, Philippines.
Why?
I believe I should be the next Miss World because I know that someone like me knows the real world. And that is something that a queen should possess. Working closely with my community, back in Rizal, I've seen really how struggle they are, their real life stories. And I cannot wait to bring that in the international stage, showing that this type of strength and courage can inspire not only Filipinos, but everyone all around the world, can inspire compassion in each corner of the world. Especially young girls who also dreams to be like a queen, and young girls who dreams and aspire to be in their fullest potential. And I feel like if I will serve as Miss World, that will be my greatest and loudest opportunity to inspire them. Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our next Miss World, KRISNAH Gravides. Before we bid adieu once again, we'd like to thank Savoy Hotel Manila for hosting our send-off today. To Sir Den Navarro, Ms. Tessa De La Paz, and their hardworking staff, our heartfelt gratitude to your world-class accommodations and service. And of course to our pageant media friends, we do wish you can give us all timely updates about KRISNAH's day-to-day activities, from her arrival in India all the way up to the coronation night. And to all Filipino pageant fans watching, let's support our Queen KRISNAH by voting for her in the online voting categories. That will definitely be a big help ensuring her victory come coronation night. Thank you, everyone, and may the one-on-one interviews begin with GMA 7.
Yes.